Greetings, lovely citizens from beautiful city of Lorville. Qutatron here. Patch 4.2.1 brings several ship nerfs and buffs, so I decided to make my personal list of ships with great value for a low in-game price. We are starting with literally my favorite ship in the verse, Drake Cutter Rambler. And spoiler alert, because of this list is about rather cheaper ships, there will be lot of Drake ships in this video. So, Cutter Rambler, very small and very cheap, about 700,000 credits. You can get it in Lorville, as any other cutter is surprisingly tanky. It's not fast, not maneuverable, it's not good to fight, but it's great daily driver if you are into the FPS missions, scavenging, and even industrial gameplay. I love Rambler mainly because of a great utility, great interior, some additional cosmetics elements like this frontal cage with additional lights, lovely blue metallic livery. Let's go inside. Of course we have VTOL engines, they will be very useful in the future. Rambler don't have too much space inside of the cargo hold. Standard cutter is much better in this case and can transport vehicles like Drake Mule, but you can without too much problems put here a couple of boxes, small hover bike, or even a couple of scavenged components. Interior is something very important for me. We have nice big storage here, over 1 SU of storage. Of course, toilet, let's check it out very fast. A place to sit here and here, so you can take some passengers with you. Bed to log out. Armor locker. This is probably the smallest ship with armor locker, and in the future it will be very, very useful. Additional gun racks, which I love. I am a gun rack maniac. And as any other cutter, have one more gun rack here for big and smaller arms. If we're talking about flight and combat performance, this is not a fighter, but it's very, very tanky. It's new player friendly because of this tankiness. Rambler on top of this have huge quantum fuel tank, 1.8 SCU of quantum fuel, which is great, especially in pyro. And on top of this have low signatures, so all cutter variants with right loadout can be very stealthy, which is great if you are flying around of pyro, trying to do some missions, trying to find some loot, even in hotter locations, and so on and so forth. So I think that everyone need to have a cutter, even if you have bigger, better ships. In some scenarios, having this small ship, it's very, very useful. And with introduction of ATLS Geo, cutter can become also a mining ship. This is probably the smallest ship that can transport ATLS. As we see, no problems at all. I can even put here a couple of boxes for my minables. Go to Lorville, get your cutter Rambler now, you will not regret it. Aegis Avenger Titan, one of the most popular ships in the verse, and for the long time top tier starter ship. If you are playing in Stanton, there is nothing better if we're talking about starter ships. Pyro is a little bit different because, unfortunately, Titan don't have too much quantum fuel. This ship costs only 1.3 millions in Lorville. Titan is one of the fastest ships in the verse. For this money, this is huge. Have also very good firepower with size 4 gun on the nose and 2 size 3 weapons under the wings. So it can fight. It's interceptor, so maneuverability is not top tier, but definitely you can grind some PvE contracts using Avenger Titan. This ship have also one feature that Cutter don't have. 2 entrances to the ship. So this is hybrid between light hauler and fighter. As we see, visibility in Avenger Titan is also top tier. Going to the back, we have habitation area, bed when you can log out in the verse, and to be honest, nothing more. This ship don't have even small storage. But it's not a big deal because here we have cargo hold and we can transport here up to the 8 SCU of cargo. So you can slap here 1 or 2 bigger boxes for your loot and you have lot of storage. And this storage is inside of your ship, so you don't need to go outside to access your stuff like in, for example, Aurora. You can also transport small vehicles like, for example, Mirai Pulse or STV, but unfortunately you can't transport here ATLS platform, so no geo mining using Avenger Titan. Something for something. Overall, I was a hater of Avenger Titan for a long time, because for a long time, if we're talking about starter ships, this ship was simply overpowered, had everything. But back in the day, quantum fuel capacity was not a big deal in the verse. Right now, it's very important, so Titan is maybe not the best explorer, but if you are playing in Stanton or if you are sticking to the one of the biggest planets in Pyro, you can without any problems grind lot of money doing, for example, different contracts in Pyro. For only 1.3 millions, Avenger Titan offers a lot. It can become your daily driver and can become very valid asset, even if you have much bigger and much more expensive ships already. If you are looking for specialized fighter, especially if you want to grind PvE contracts, Drake Buccaneer, in my opinion, is way to go. This interceptor costs only 1.6 millions in Lorville or in various pyro shops. It's insanely fast, even in atmosphere. Maneuverability, it's not the best, it's interceptor overall, but we have 2 size 1 guns here, under the wings, 2 size 3 guns here, and on top of the ship we have additional 1 size 4 gun, which can be swapped for 2 size 2 guns, but I'm not recommending it. Having bigger guns but a smaller amount of guns, it's much better because of power distribution. I was using this ship even to hunt much bigger targets. even to destroy ships like, for example, NPC caterpillars. So, Buccaneer is capable to grind even VHRT contracts. We don't have too much to see here. We have cockpit, very little storage. I highly recommend to check it out. It's very cheap ship. For a price, offers huge firepower and huge speed. If we're talking about performance in fight and in flight, it's literally Avenger Titan, which flying a little bit better in atmosphere and have additional guns on the wings. So highly recommend, go to Lorville, try Buccaneer if you don't have it, but if you have stronger, more specialized fighters, Buccaneer will be waste of money, to be honest. Mainly because don't provide any utility besides of huge firepower and huge speed. Don't have even too much quantum fuel, unfortunately, but it's light fighter interceptor overall, not something that need to fly across whole verse. Misk Hull A, 1.7 millions. Yes, for only 1.7 millions, you have hauler with 64 SCU of cargo. You can transport on this ship 16 SCU boxes. This ship also provides huge HP pool, over 130,000 HP. And on top of this, size 2 shield. It's not fast, not maneuverable, have only size 1 guns, but if you are into cargo hauling and cargo contracts, this is great choice. You can easily chain a different small cargo contracts using this ship, and on top of this you have very nice interior. Inside we have access to the components, nice cockpit with a very good visibility, much better than in, for example, Freelancer. So yeah, as we see, very easy access to all of your components here. Suit locker, which will be very useful in the future. And here we have habitation area with small storage. Oh, not so small, over 1 SCU of storage. So this is the same locker like in, for example, Cutter series. Of course, bed, a nice kitchenette, weapon locker, which I love. So definitely we can do some bunker runs using this ship. And nice cozy bathroom. Not so small. We can even open this little locker. It's not really useful right now, but maybe in the future, I don't know. And we can also open the fridge and put here some drinks, for example. So yeah, this ship can become your home in the verse. This is second best interior in my opinion. In this particular video, I like interior of Cutter Rambler more, but Misk aesthetic is also pretty nice. Lovely. I love this ship. I could use it one day, but I don't have, to be honest, too much utility for this because I have Cutlass Black, which is also great cargo hauler if we're talking about smaller contracts, and I will buy myself also RAFT, but it's not a topic of this particular video. If you don't have any cargo ship and you want to test yourself and try a proper cargo hauling, check out Hull A. It have external cargo grid, which is very useful. You can easily chain several missions and make a huge money using this very cheap 1.7 million ship. Highly recommend to check it out. Aegis Gladius, 2.3 millions. One of the cheapest fighters on the market right now. Very easy to get, you can buy it in Lorville. And this is meta fighter for PvP. What we are even talking about? So cheap ship with outstanding maneuverability, very good speed, very good accelerations. This is top tier fighter of the verse, and it's so cheap and you can get it in the game. So hands down, definitely a better choice, at least for PvP, than Drake Buccaneer, but don't have so much firepower. So maybe don't use it to hunt much bigger targets, because it will last too long to kill, for example, a huge hauler with only 3 size 3 guns. But up to HRTs, I think it's great. And it flies pretty nice. It's a light fighter, have some utility. It's gold standard, so we have access to the storage, to the components. We have 650k micro SU of storage, so you can even loot something in bunkers if you really like. And it flies pretty nice, so flying from place to place, it's also not a big problem in this ship. Let's check out also visibility here. Very nice visibility. So yeah, you can't go wrong with Gladius. So one more time, one of the best fighters in the game, only 2.3 millions. Go to Lorville, buy it, try it. What a surprise! Another Drake ship. Drake Cutlass Black, only 2.1 millions. You can get it in Lorville or rent it and try it in various places. Unfortunately, in 4.2.1, maneuverability of Cutlass Black is heavily nerfed, but still, in my opinion, for this price, this ship is still great. We have 4 size 3 weapons here, ton of missiles, very nice speed. This is probably the fastest medium ship in the verse right now. It's not a fighter, of course, we don't have huge HP pool, but still I think Cutty is more tanky than, for example, Freelancer, even if Freelancer have more shields. But Freelancer is made of paper. If you deplete these shields, Freelancer is pretty much done. But where Cutty Black is shining the most is versatility and great utility. Look at this marvelous cargo hold here. We have 46 SCU of cargo only. It's not a big amount of cargo, but if you are skilled cargo mover, you can slap here about 66 SCU. Off grid, little bit on grid, little bit off grid, it's definitely possible. It's very good for cargo hauling contracts. Not only because of nice speed, and if you are grinding this contract, you need to go fast from place to place. We have also here reasonable amount of quantum fuel, 1.8 SCU, multiple accesses to the cargo hold here, so you can land like this and get your cargo here using this door, or using this door or using this door. This ship also can transport multiple of small vehicles, for example Greycat ROC, multiple hover bikes, multiple ATLS GOs, and so on and so forth. So you can do some mining, you can do some hauling, you can do some ground combat using this ship. You can also use this ship for grinding up to MRTs, in my opinion, especially after the wipe. So definitely Cutlass series is not so good in fighting in this patch, but still it's okay. It can fight. We have here 4 places for your long arms, especially unfortunately this weapon racks are outdated. I would love to see updated version of Cutlass Black. If one day this ship will be updated up to the standard of newest Drake ships, it will easily become my favorite ship in the verse. We have also huge storage here, 1.5 SCU in each of these lockers. So perfect ship for loot goblins like me. Cutty Red also have the same storage, and on top of this have medical beds. But in my opinion, if you know what you are doing, you don't really need this medical beds to respawn, and this cargo hold will be much more useful, especially for scavenging various components from abandoned ships. So yeah, Cutlass Black is still one of the greatest ships if we're talking about value for price. I forgot to mention that Cutlass Black also have turret and tractor beam. If you want to learn a little bit more about Cutlass Black, please check out my latest video about this ship. So one more time, only 2.1 millions in Lorville, and you can also rent it and try it before you buy it. So definitely recommend it. Another Drake ship, this time Vulture, 2.6 millions. This ship is literally money printer, especially after huge buff for extraction efficiency. So right now it's even faster if we're talking about salvaging. And for example, if you salvage one big panel in 4.2.1, you will get more RMC than in previous patches. We have 2 salvage heads here. Highly recommend to install here 2 upgrades. It will be very useful and very efficient. It's not fast, it's definitely slow ship, but maneuverability is okay for a industrial ship. In my opinion, looks sick. I love the style of the Drake Vulture. It's one of the most beautiful ships in the verse, in my opinion. I know I am Drake fanboy, but even amongst all Drake ships, Vulture looks the coolest in my opinion. Look on all of this industrial stuff here. We have of course also VTOL engines. We have nice normal cargo hold here with cargo ramp. We can transport some small vehicles here. Unfortunately, this cargo hold is too low to transport ATLS Geo, for example, but you don't want to mine crystals if you have option to grind RMC. I can slap here up to 37 SCU of RMC. The top tier salvagers can slap here even 39 SCU of RMC. I am talking about not only the cargo hold but also RMC storage here inside of the Vulture. We have also multiple accesses to this ship. We can get inside of the cockpit and in the habitation / engineering area from here, from cargo hold. We have access to the components here. We have a small weapon rack, which is always good. We have armor locker, which will be useful again in the future. Small kitchenette / something. More access to the components. We have 3 size 1 shields, so it's not very tanky, but can survive in the verse for a long time if you are treating this ship like a home. Here is a restroom, here is a bed, here is a storage, 1.2 SCU of storage, very good, lovely. So I was treating this ship in various patches like a home, living off-grid, trying to make some money, salvaging wreckages around the planets. So this is also nice adventure ship. You can also do some FPS contracts using this, because you can transport not only hover bikes but also cargo boxes inside. Visibility from the cockpit is great in my opinion. Let's check this out. Salvage arms are obstructing the view a little bit, but it's not a big deal still, I think. For the industrial ship, visibility is very good. We have also here very strong lights, which is important for this type of ship. Only 2 size 1 weapons, so I definitely not recommending fighting using this ship, especially SCM boosted speed is very low, so this is definitely not a fighter. But if we're talking about industrial gameplay, off-grid gameplay or FPS gameplay, this ship is valuable. This ship can do very nice amount of things. You can even do some small cargo hauling contracts. If you have, for example, Vulture, you don't want to buy dedicated cargo hauler and you just want to try to become a cargo hauler, you can test yourself using this cargo grid, which can maybe 2 small hauling contracts. You will have option to do it in this ship. So yeah, I definitely want to try Drake Vulture in the future when 4.2.1 patch will drop. Probably I will do a whole series living aboard Drake Interplanetary Vulture. But yeah, one more time, 2.6 millions. Go to Lorville or into the any major space station in Pyro, buy it, try it, you will not regret it, unless you hate salvaging. For only 3.5 millions, you can get one of the best cargo haulers in the verse. And it's pretty funny that, as a Drake guy, I think Argo RAFT is the best looking ship in the verse. Even better looking than Drake Vulture. This ship is tanky, have reasonable amount of HP, 3 size 2 shields, Nice maneuverability for a hauler. This ship was buffed, not only if we're talking about cargo hold, but right now pilot can control not only two size 1 hardpoints here, but you can put here smaller guns, but also a turret on top. So you don't need co-pilot to use this turret. On turret is two size 3 guns. What is the best part of the Argo RAFT if you are a cargo hauler is this huge and very simple to use cargo grid. We have 192 SU of cargo here, which is 6 biggest cargo crates, 6 biggest 32 SU cargo boxes. This is freaking insane. And using this ship is so easy. You just staying here with max lift and taking boxes to you and placing on the cargo grid again and again and again. It's fast as hell, and on top of this have dedicated tractor beam if you want to use it instead of max lift. But my experience was the best using just max lift and buying biggest boxes and trading in the raft. You can also, of course, chain multiple cargo contracts, smaller ones, medium ones. This is great money maker. It's not fast, to be honest, it's slow as hell, but it's not terrible. It's not flying great in atmosphere, but something for something. This is industrial ship. And not only from the outside, the raft is one of the most beautiful and complex creation in whole Star Citizen. Look at these VTOLs, look at this landing gear, look at this framing, this is freaking awesome. Even these pipings, I love this style. Let's go inside and let's do a very quick tour around. You probably know this ship very well. It's not the newest one, but still, if we're talking about quality, it's top tier. I don't like elevators, but this elevator is not terrible. Okay. Cockpit, 2 seats, not terrible visibility, airlock, you can escape from your ship faster using this way, or EVA away and scavenge some components from other ships. Living area with 2 bunk beds, with beautiful kitchen, beautiful and complex kitchen, with some place to sit and look from the window. Of course, if you have some cargo, you will see your cargo. 2 storage lockers, 1.2 SCU each. So, another great ship for loot goblins like me. Here we have not 1, not 2, but 4 armor lockers, and I can't wait when armor lockers will be useful in the game. I will use this ship for everything, maybe except of fighting. Weapon locker, little bit smaller, but still not bad at all. This is toilet. Not so cozy like in the Hull A, but we are not using toilets for now. And teddy bear. If we go this way, we can get to the upper deck, where is engineering area. We can access to the various components. We have 2 size 2 power plants, 3 size 2 shields. So one more time, very nice and tanky ship. Here we have elevator to the lower deck and to the outside of the ship. We have more components here. No engineering console for now, but look at this. It's looking sick. Alright. We can go this way, straight to the console, where we can use our tractor beam. Let's power on. Okay, we have tractor beam on. Placement of this tractor beam is not the best, but what is great if we're talking about cargo grid of RAFT, if you transport the box close to the ground, it still can clip to the cargo grid. So even using this tractor beam will not cause too much problems for you if you want to load and unload your ship. 3.5 millions, RAFT available in Lorville. Get it and you will be amazed if you are cargo hauler. I don't like cargo hauling, but in RAFT I like it. And this is very weird, at least for me. So, highly recommended. The most expensive ship in this video, but the cheapest ship in this class. Drake Interplanetary Corsair. Only 6.5 millions. And yes, I am thinking that even after huge nerf to the maneuverability and also a little nerf for speed, Drake Corsair, it's still very useful and it's still very awesome ship. As a pilot, you can control 4 size 4 guns and additional 2 size 5 guns. Some players are thinking that Constellation is better, but I think not. It's not a case. Connie is a little bit slower, have less firepower, and to be honest, if you are flying in such a huge ship and you can't outmaneuver your opponents, especially after a nerf, the firepower is crucial because you need to destroy your opponent before he destroys you. Of course, if you use some type of dedicated fighters, you can do a little bit better job if we're talking about maneuvering around, but I still think that Drake Corsair is one of the best ships to grind high risk bounties. For PvE, it's great. I checked this out in one of my latest videos. I checked this ship out in current PTU patch, and I had no problems to kill multiple targets plus Connie. So yeah, highly recommend to check it out. What is great about this ship? This can be your daily driver if you are not frustrated flying in huge and slow ship, because this ship is not very fast, to be honest, but is acceptable in my opinion. We have nice huge cargo hold here. We can transport even a tank inside, at least a light tank. Only 72 SCU on the grid, but off the grid you can put much more. So if you are grinding, for example, VHRTs and you want to get some loot from destroyed ships, this is valid option. Of course, something like Connie Taurus or even C2 will be better for looting, but Corsair have huge firepower. Let's look at this. Here we have Constellation Taurus with all attrition loadout without anything in the manned turret to maximize your DPS. We have 5.5 thousand sustained DPS and 7.8 thousand of burst DPS, which is great. Taurus, it's a beast. But if we check out Corsair with the same loadout, all attritions and no guns in turrets, sustained DPS is higher, 6.9 and burst 8.6. This is not huge difference. Don't make me wrong, Taurus will be useful if you want to grind high risk contracts, but this DPS can make a difference, as well as speed. 190 meters per second SCM speed if we're talking about Corsair. If we're talking about Constellation Taurus, 10 meters per second less. Still not a huge difference, but can be impactful on your gameplay, especially if you want to disengage from fight. And on top of this, Taurus costs over 8 millions and Drake Corsair only 6.5 millions. If we're talking about interior, I'm not a great fan of interior inside of Drake Corsair, even if I am overall a Drake fan. In my opinion, it's too much wasted space here, but at least we have great armory, a full proper armory. We can put here ton of guns, 4 armor lockers, 2 dedicated railgun weapon racks. Here we have access to the components and to the engineering station. Little cantina, but very, very dark and unwelcoming. I don't know, it's so dark here that I need to use flashlight to see anything. For example, Drake Cutter Rambler don't have any windows, but interior is much more cozier because of nice lighting inside. Nice, warm lighting. But here, it's like a cave. Toilet, standard Drake toilet. We have 4 dedicated crew rooms with 4 beds. Under every bed we have nice big storage, 1.35 SCU, and additional armor locker. So we have 8 armor lockers in this freaking ship. If armor lockers will go live, it will be great. Here we have elevator, we will check it out. Access to the turrets. Turrets have only 2 size 2 guns. In my opinion, they are useless. Too small firepower to even bother. Another crew room. Little bit different. Probably for pilot. Co-pilot seat. Pilot seat. Not terrible visibility. Definitely better than in Constellation series, which is also very important, at least for me. And here we have some whiskey. Lovely, so that's Drake Corsair. Still very useful ship. You can do lot of things using this. Maybe if you really want to do cargo hauling, the Taurus will be better. But overall, if you are dedicated cargo hauler, better to use much cheaper Argo RAFT with bigger cargo grid and much easier to use cargo grid. If you are not convinced, you can always rent this ship in Lorville and try it before you buy it. One more time, only 6.5 millions. The Rake Corsair, still highly recommend, even after a nerf. And the honorable mention in this video, Misk Prospector, 2.9 millions, so not very expensive ship. And this is honorable mention mainly because this ship can only mine. It's a pure miner. Don't have any other utility. You can't, to be honest, fight too much in this ship. You can't transport any vehicles. You can't transport any cargo boxes. You can just transport ore and mine. And we don't have any valid alternative in the game because Drake Golem, it's not available in the shop. If Drake Golem could be available in the shops, I would tell you that Drake Golem is best value miner because it will be probably very cheap ship. Definitely much cheaper than Prospector, but for now we don't have anything else to just easily buy in the game and start mining. That's why Prospector, it's honorable mention. But overall it's also cheap. So I feel that needs to be in this video. As we see, we have toilet here, but nothing else. Oh, and of course we can log out in this ship. I don't see any purpose to log out in ship without any type of storage, to be honest. No access to the components, no access to the storage, to something, no weapons racks, nothing. We have right now a Misk Fortune in the game and still Prospector isn't updated, which is weird for me, but it is what it is. But the great thing about Misk Prospector is that you can rent it. You can rent it here in Lorville, or you can rent it in any refinery in Stanton, for example. You can buy it in Lorville and you can buy it as well in major space stations in Pyro. So definitely, if you don't know if you want to spend your time on mining and spend your money, almost 3 millions, on miner, please rent it and check it out. Yeah, but definitely this ship have one of the best visibilities in game. Cockpit is outstanding. But overall, Prospector is slow, it's not nimble at all, have only size 1 guns, so can't fight, to be honest, unless you find something like hostile NPC ships, sometimes in the Lagrange points or on planet surfaces, you will be probably okay. It have 3 size 1 shields, a reasonable amount of HP, so it's little bit tankier than, for example, Vulture, but overall it's outdated and definitely need update. The ship needs updates as fast as it possible. So one more time, honorable mention, only 2.9 millions. If you want to try yourself in mining, highly recommended, mainly because there is no other choice. Unless you grind almost 9 millions and buy yourself Argo Mole, which is, I don't know if it's a valid option for someone who don't really know if mining is a good gameplay. So that was my whole list of the best value for a price ships in the verse in upcoming 4.2.1. Of course, I was talking about ships available in the shops. If you have other ideas about ships, because maybe I forgot about this, or maybe I don't know everything. I definitely don't know everything. Please tell me in the comment which ship you would put in this list. And if you are still thinking that Constellation is better than Corsair, please also tell me in the comment and write some valid arguments. Maybe I change my mind. I don't know. If you are not subscribing yet, please consider subscribing and hit bell icon to be up to date with upcoming videos. If you want to help this channel to be better and better, please also check out pinned comment. Thanks in advance. And as always, thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye bye.